Alright, so the truth about Sonic stories is that they always suck no matter what. Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2 was good at the time, and when you were 8 years old, it's iconic, it's got its charm and grit sometimes, but ultimately it's still like,
I want Jewel, you can't have Jewel, I'm Shadow.
Disgusting black creatures, get out of my sight.
I want you to tell me the story of Sonic Forces without one brain aneurysm. Then what else is there? Shadow the Hedgehog? Fucking Sonic Lost World?
I will burn your world, you rebellious scum! I will destroy everything you love and make you watch! No!
People are probably screaming at me about Sonic Adventure or Frontiers or whatever, but I don't care. How the fuck did anyone think this was Sonic? And then they also think Silver's Sonic, and then they think Sonic Man is Sonic. What the fuck? Not even the TV shows could give Sonic a good plot. Sonic Sat AM got really close, but they ended that shit on a cliffhanger, which led to disappointment and horrible sexual degenerates who really wanted Sally Acorn. Sonic Underground was written by, like, DeviantArt or some shit. I don't know what was happening with that. Sonic X, I don't know, Chris Thorndike or something. Sonic Boom gets an A+. That was pretty good.
Oops, one too many.
Oh wait, so was Adventures. I used to watch this all the time. The Robotnik trio are so damn funny to watch. But Sonic Prime is fucking stupid. They're going through different dimensions and shit, meeting all these new Eggmans, like a fucking baby Eggman and fucking Mr. Dr. Eggman. And then Eggman is fucking giant and starts doing this. My point is, nobody can save Sonic. He is destined to always be diagnosed with terrible stories that make no sense.
Now come on, let's eat, Bubba.
And just like that, the curse is lifted. The Sonic movies are fucking weird, man. I mean, Sonic is already weird. The only reason modern audiences know who this is because he's ingrained in pop culture. Remember, this is a hedgehog. Tails, I get Tails. That's a fox, I can tell. Setting aside the extra growth coming out of his ass, I know what that is. It's just something everyone already knows. But if you genuinely try to dissect what this series is, you'll be a charred corpse by the next hour. I know everyone brings this up, but this image might be the most polarizing thing to ever grace a child's TV screen right next to the Challenger fucking exploding. But I say all of this as a fan of Sonic. The fan with an asterisk. I grew up with so much Sonic media, the adventure games, the Boost games, the Genesis games on Virtual Console, and that one, you know, that one Genesis collection, you know, the one with Echo the Dolphin and fucking Flicky. Why is there a cross next to its name on Wikipedia? What the fuck happened?
I know he was gonna kill him.
I even watched the old Sonic TV shows that I already mentioned. Not Sonic X though. Fuck that goddamn 4K censoring Rouge the Bat.
What a price to pay.
Even when Sonic was the shit of the butt of the joke on the internet, he was always endearing. Remember Sonic shorts? Fucking amazing. We as a society have not gotten closer to a true utopia than those animations. The fans are probably what kept Sonic alive the most, and at the same time they're cannibalizing him, but you know, you break a few eggs to make a few Sonic Dreams collections.
I can't tell if this is more like a porno or a snuff film.
This is getting a little too long-winded, so the too long didn't read version is Sonic is weird and shouldn't work on multiple levels, but it does. And what if it was a movie?
This is not retro. I'm sorry.
Hollywood likes taking things you know and repackaging it into a new piece of media. Like Uncharted the movie. Oh no. The Lego movie, the goddamn video game. Oh no. Paperboy the podcast. Video game movie adaptations have been going on for years, and Sonic is kind of just ripe for that. There's multiple Sonic stories that could be turned into a movie. If you look at all the cutscenes, that's easily possible. Will it be understandable, especially with modern lore? Maybe not, but that doesn't really matter to the millions of people that already understand whatever the fuck this is. And the kids don't care, they just want to see furries that will forever alter their brain chemistry and turn them into J-Sonic. But when you envision a Sonic movie, you kind of see it as a 3D animated thing that just makes the most sense. But no, this series would be live action, which is kind of a baffling choice. The fans already tried it didn't work so well. They hired Doug Walker for some reason. That might have been their biggest mistake.
If a stranger comes up to you and wants to fuck you in the ass?
An official animated Sonic movie already happened, and it was executed pretty well, except for that random girl that was there. Ignore that. Sonic is a character deeply rooted in the world of cartoons. Would he even work in live action? No and
This world where life is strong
Okay, I don't think it needs to be said, but the lead up to the movie was a fucking disaster. I don't think I've seen a worse Sonic controversy since his creator made Balan Wonderworld and then got arrested. It was probably related. Or actually, it's probably just the whole Boom saga. That felt pretty dire. In 2017 to 2018, words on the street was that damn Sonic movie is coming out. Then the leaks hit. For the record, this was not real. Oh, here we go. Wait, why the fuck is Chris Pratt here? That's just not James Marsden at all. I swear, there was something about Chris Pratt also being considered for Tom, so I guess this is a mock-up. I don't actually completely hate Sonic here. He's kind of cute, but he doesn't look like a wise guy, smug piece of shit, more like a little animal buddy. He doesn't have the right aura. This image was leaked closer to release, and I remember everyone thought it was fake. It was not. Sadly, it was not. Then there's the leg poster. This image is just viscerally upsetting. The legs are so human. They're too long, and damn Sonic, put that thigh away. It looks like a fucking OnlyFans drop for yoga pants pics. Then finally the trailer releases April 30th, 2019. Jesus fucking Christ, I need a baptizing appointment. It's bad. What do you want me to say, dude? It just looks like the result of intense Sonic inbreeding, like some sort of fucked up pug. Every bad thing has been said about it, but still, how did this happen? Nobody wanted to stop this? It might be the result of increasingly worse live action designs for cartoon characters. Like the Smurfs are probably the worst of it. But there's just so much wrong with this design. In some shots, it's passable, I guess, but that meow scene, oh my god, isn't a trailer supposed to make the movie look good? Why was the editor trying to sabotage the movie? Reactions were so bad, but my personal favorite had to be the Sonic YouTuber Sam Procrastinates. At first he's forgiving, and then it cuts, and you can tell he checked Twitter to see what the consensus was and immediately changes his opinion.
Looking at it again, I just, no, you're pissing me off. No! Whoever made this decision needs to be fired.
Of course, Paramount got bullied enough and they announced they would change the design while also delaying the movie. I'm pretty surprised the soulless company was actually able to listen to criticism. There's a big Sonic conspiracy theory that this was all planned from the start to advertise the movie. But I don't know, is Paramount really that smart? I'm glad this change happened because I definitely think there wouldn't even be multiple movies if they kept this design. It's that off-putting. This design would famously be included in the 2022 movie exclusive to Disney Plus Chippendale Rescue Rangers as the character Ugly Sonic.
You want me to go fast? That's Sonic's thing. Ugly Sonic goes slow.
This is a very confusing movie that probably needs its own video one day, but it gets away with so much borderline copyright infringement. Like, you can't just put Randy from South Park in your movie for no reason, right? It's not even a parody, he's just there. Ugly Sonic isn't even a one-off gag. He literally saves the day at the end of the movie. I kind of like him, and that's only because he's voiced by Tim Robinson.
What is your problem, man? You know how to fucking drive? No. What? No, I don't know how to fucking drive. I don't know what any of this shit is, and I'm fucking scared.
The final design for Sonic is pretty good. I mean, it doesn't have the connected eye, but it would probably honestly just look scary like that. Sometimes he looks off, like in the later stuff, he has weird head wrinkles, but whatever, put some moisturizer on that shit. He looks pretty good. There is that one part of the movie where Sonic has a bomb on his glove, but won't take it off because originally he didn't have a glove. And that's kind of weird. It doesn't make any sense, but it doesn't ruin the movie. The movie ruins itself.
This is a complete turnoff. It's incredibly misleading.
I don't think the Sonic movie is really that good of a film. It's very easy to pick apart, but I enjoy it and a lot of other people do. Mainly children and man-children.
He's so blue.
It's a good children's film, but probably not a good Sonic film. That was the main sentiment when it first came out. Really, the only Sonic stuff in is well, he's right there. And you get to see Green Hill for 5 seconds.
I know what that is!
Rings that don't work like they do in the games. Actually, wait, are these like special stage rings? Holy shit. Robotnik, kind of. And then there's a bunch of smaller Easter eggs, like the town being called Green Hills. Hilltop Zone sign. Sanic, remember Sanic? They should reference Uganda Knuckles in the next one.
I'd be happy to show you the way.
Dude. What the fuck? It's actually pretty close to Sonic X, where Sonic is an interdimensional alien that then gets sent to Earth, and slowly all the Sonic characters get introduced there. But instead of Chris Thorndike, it's Tom Wachowski, the sheriff of Green Hills, when suddenly he meets Sonic. Hijinks ensue. It's always weird in these movies when they have to show the main character's family, so they kind of just flunked it, and Sonic's actual parents are never shown, and he's being taken care of by a giant owl mommy named Longclaw.
Then Longclaw died.
We get introduced to the villain Robotnik, played by Jim Carrey. Something ain't adding up much. You see, you forgot one design detail, you forgot the entire character. It's okay, I still really like Robotnik here.
I'm sorry, Major. What was your name? Benny?
Nobody cares!
His intro might be the fucking stupidest thing ever, and I love every second of it. Then the fucking dancing scene, what the fuck is going on? They do redeem themselves later on, but it's kind of weird that we have to wait multiple movies for him to turn into the Eggman we all know and love.
What?
Also, it was kind of shitty that they showed the post-credit scene of him in the trailer, because this is the only scene where he looks like this. But honestly, I kind of like skinny Robotnik. Especially his look in Sonic Movie 2. Like, at this point, I don't care if it's accurate, I just like this design for Robotnik. And Eggman still kind of makes sense as a name because he has egg robots. It's kind of how I feel about this whole series. I kind of just started appreciating it more as its own thing, rather than where the fuck is Blaze the Cat? Here's a good example of a good human character, Agent Stone, Robotnik's loyal assistant.
Pin yourself to the wall.
This guy is just gay for Eggman. That's his entire thing.
Doctor, it's really you. You look different.
Eggman fucking hates humanity. He wants to use all the power from one of Sonic's weird blue penises he drops to take over the world. But this is the only guy that is still by his side. Even when Eggman is in like the fucking Mushroom Hill Zone and Left 4 Dead in Sonic 2, Agent Stone is patiently waiting for him to come back. He's back! Also, the coffee shop is named Mean Bean Coffee because there was a game called Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. I swear there's someone on the Sonic team obsessed with making references to this very specific game for no reason. Every reference in these movies just kind of feel like Diet Sonic Mania. I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna stick by it. My other favorite new human character is Wade Whipple. We'll get more into him later. Oh yeah, we fucking will. He's just the deputy at Green Hills, and he doesn't do much, but I still love him.
You know, I knew a kid in middle school named Knuckles. Could fit his whole fist in his mouth. If this is the same Knuckles, we are screwed.
I really like when he fucking shoots Robotnik out of at the end of the movie. That's awesome. Then in Sonic Movie 2, he's like,
what would you like on your bagel?
The rest of the human characters are just like, okay. Tom is just there, and he's pretty generic. They just got James Marsden because they saw this scene from Hop and were like, that's perfect. I do like this moment from him, though.
We got a jumper on the roof. Gotta get up there fast or we're gonna have a human pancake on our hands.
Dude, why was that his immediate excuse? There's also his wife, Maddie, but she doesn't really do anything. These are the characters where once you see them, you just like, you want Sonic back on screen. I don't even really like Sonic.
Fuck you!
I don't think Ben Schwartz's voice fits Sonic that much. And he's stupid, and I want to throw him at a wall. He's the worst actual Sonic character in these movies, in my opinion, which is probably not a good thing, but he's just like, just not my favorite. Also, I got confused, and I thought Ben Schwartz and John Mulaney were the same person because Sonic sounds like Big Jack Horner. And now I'm realizing John Mulaney was in that shitty Chip and Dale movie, and now I need to remember what the hell I was talking about. Oh yeah, Sonic 1. It's fine. It needs more bar fight scenes. Hope there's another one in Sonic 2. Oh boy, wishes do come true. I actually watched this movie in theaters with my dear friend Seatbelt. Last movie I watched through one of those pirated YouTube uploads that get taken down 3 hours later. I watched Toy Story 4 the same way. That has nothing to do with anything, I just wanted to say that. I left that theater thinking the movie was way too long, but it was better than the first. Now I think it wasn't better than the first. It has its ups and downs. The beginning and ending of the movie is really entertaining, but the middle is like Sonic and Tails dancing to Uptown Funk for like 5 minutes, and then the infamous wedding scene that turns into a completely different movie.
Have it your way.
No!
Where the fuck is Big the Cat or Wave the Swallow?
I don't usually mind the human stuff, but oh my god, nobody cares, dude. At least it reveals Gun, and there's Olive Garden guy.
Olive Garden guy?
It doesn't really matter because this guy is revealed to be a gun agent, but I forgot Tom fucks up this entire wedding. Like, he punches the groom and steals the ring. Holy shit. Why do they even have a magic ring for the engagement? What the fuck is happening? Knuckles is cool. I mean, this is honestly my favorite version of Knuckles. He works much better as comic relief than... I don't know, he usually has the personality of a bag of pretzels in the games. People were freaking the fuck out when he first showed up in the trailer, but there's not really that much to say. Now Tails, I can talk Tails.
Fucker does fucking nothing.
I really like Tails, but they gave him nothing to do, and you could easily write him out. Also, this is a nothing nitpick, but I kind of like how Tails looked in the first movie post-credit scene. He's more like orange and stupid and fat. Colleen O'Shaughnessy voices Tails, and she's been the main voice actor for Tails in the game since 2011. I'm genuinely so glad to see an actual voice actor show up in a big movie like this instead of just another celebrity voice. I remember there was some controversy with her not being credited on the poster, but they did fix it. I hope more movies do this. It's honestly distracting how good Tails sounds here. Like, I'm not expecting this Tails to talk to fucking Ben Schwartz Sonic. I'm expecting Roger Craig Sonic, and he's like,
They're gonna turn Tails into a robot!
They made Tails have this weird admiration for Sonic, like he's a fan of him, and I would much rather have them see each other as equals. It makes Tails seem more like an obsessive weirdo Sonic stalker.
It is an honor to finally meet you, Sonic. Is it okay if I call you Sonic?
By the
Everyone
way,
calls me
Sonic,
Tails. You're probably wondering why.
The last 30 minutes is what makes the movie. You get the three best characters teaming up. Not them.
Nah, that's what I'm talking about.
I didn't know. Because he was in the chair, so I didn't. Okay.
The Master Emeralds don't work like the game, so whatever. Who cares? We get weird green emo Robotnik, and he's like,
Welcome to the new norm.
Then it's like Sonic Heroes. They're taking down a giant Eggman robot. Fucking Super Sonic first movie to suck you off right here. Tom and Maddie calling the Sonic characters their kids is so weird. It's like how Chris Chan talks about the Sonic shoes. I just don't like it. I mean, it would have been more deeply disturbing if Sonic looked like this, so I guess it could be worse.
And right now, whether you want to hear this or not, you are still just a kid.
They're not real! Stop acting like they're fucking real!
It's pretty clear they left it open-ended if Robotnik died or not, because Jim Carrey famously doesn't do sequels, except Dumb and Dumber 2. We don't talk about that. I'm surprised he did the first one, and now he's even in the third. He's surprisingly loyal to the fucking Sonic movie franchise, which is pretty funny.
Oh my god, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Wow, I can't wait for Sonic Movie 3. Guess we'll just, wait around until that releases. A little secret, but I'm currently writing this before it's even out, so we got some time to kill. Knuckles.
Wait. I'm Knuckles?
You know me, the fighting freak Knuckles, and we're at I get tricked by the Eggman, tricked by...
This will be the single thing I will never be able to outrun. What I'm about to say is career ruining. Knuckles is my favorite piece of Sonic media, and I've watched it over 10 times.
Fuck you.
Now you're probably asking multiple questions like, how the fuck could you possibly like this series this much? I thought you said you didn't like Knuckles, and why are you so shitty at Two Truths and a Lie? I don't know, okay? That's what I'm here to find out. Why could I possibly be so drawn to the fucking Knuckles Paramount Plus show? I'm sorry I don't like the right media about the talking blue hedgehog. I like the one about the red guy. When this first got announced, it was right after Sonic Movie 2, and people were so hyped to see a whole show about Knuckles. Like, oh my god, what if we get to see Knuckles' backstory? What if it reveals Team Chaotix? Knuckles was associated with them after all. What about the fucking bat?
To the next thing most people might not know about Rouge, and that would be... she can be a little bit dangerous. Yeah, that's right, guys. Rouge, she can be dangerous.
And then it released, and it was like... The shot heard around the world. There were goddamn news articles talking about how the Knuckles show barely even had Knuckles. Rant video upon rant video were created. This shit got so bad, I thought it would be like January 6th up in the Sega Sammy Tokyo building. I thought this is why Yuji Naka got arrested. What was this all about? What was everyone so mad at? The best TV show ever made? Maybe my love for Knuckles is purely ironic or something, but I genuinely just find it to be a really fun time and easily rewatchable. Especially with how short it is and just really quotable. Maybe it's just me, but when something is memorable and you can quote it easily, it usually means that piece of media was actually pretty good.
You're gonna have to hear me out on this one.
I do disagree and don't think the show is bad, but I will throw the common folk a bone and agree that the marketing was actually pretty bad. I think the trailers don't accurately gauge you for how much Knuckles will really be in this, and all posters for the series only show Knuckles. Even the DVD, and that's like, come on, I'm buying the DVD, I already know what the fuck this is. Although the Sonic movies have always been like this, basically a 50-50 split on Sonic stuff and human stuff. Look at the poster of the first movie. James Marsden is credited, but he's not even on the poster. I think people enjoyed how much Sonic stuff was in the second movie, especially the final half, that they expected that momentum for a Paramount Plus spin-off show, when that's not what these things usually do, or at least should do. TV shows like this are made to flesh out side characters, make you care more about them, but not really take the story anywhere new or have big world-changing gratifications. So when people watch the following movies, they don't feel like they have to go show out money for the streaming service that also has Camp Coral. I was gonna use those Disney Plus Marvel shows as an example, but they kind of do the exact opposite of what you should do and make everything confusing, so just ignore that. Knuckles does it better, and Sonic is a better cinematic universe. Fuck you. Let's get into the actual show, though. What is a Knuckles? Well, you know the best character from the last movies? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, that explains your insane and erratic behavior.
The show has a weird anime plot about this man-child training to become a warrior and win a bowling competition with the help of his red alien friend. It's kind of amazing. I remember first hearing the plot synopsis and I completely forgot which one Wade was, and I thought Knuckles was going to be training Tom. Thank God we got the good character. One of the most legendary critiques of the show comes from our old friend Sam Procrastinates. I like Sam, okay, but I just fundamentally disagree when he says Wade is not an interesting character to follow. This is a 40-year-old Jewish man whose claim to fame is a Hot Pocket eating contest, and he's best friends with Knuckles the Echidna from Sonic the Hedgehog. This is the closest we'll get to Christian being represented in TV form.
For now on, it's Wade and his super annoying family that none of us care about for the next 5 episodes.
How could you say that to me, Sam? I mean, obviously a much bigger Sonic fan than me, but I don't know, I just don't think this video is that good, especially the part where he cries and doesn't edit it out. That just makes me uncomfortable. I don't know if that should be in a Knuckles TV show review. Although I do agree this is not a good Sonic show. I think it's a good normal show that happens to star Knuckles the Echidna. I don't really know how to explain why I like this show so much, other than just going through each episode, so I'm gonna do that, but I just want to point out that this series is really good. So good. Episode 1 is the only episode directed by the movie director Jeff Fowler. It's also the only one with Sonic and Tails, so all the fake Knuckles fans says it's their favorite episode.
God, I am so fucking pissed.
But in my honest opinion, it's probably one of the less good episodes, and yes, it's the one with the least amount of Wade. I'm a simple man, I want my Adam Pauly.
And I will have you know that you just blew your chance with a certified meme lord.
What's a meme lord?
It's like a guy that does things. He designs the images and puts the funny.
The first half is Knuckles causing just a whole lot of trouble, so he's got to get out of there, and now it's Wade Whipple time, who's currently bowling with his self-proclaimed best friend, a bounty hunter named Jack Sinclair.
Crush that tiny girl's skull.
This is what I need to break out the Knuckles characters tier list. Jack is in A tier with Knuckles. You just have to accept my placements, okay?
You're the worst friend ever, Jack Sinclair.
Wade, of course, in S, and the other Sonic characters are in, like, C tier. I have no idea why they're in the intro when this is, like, the only episode they're in. Wade gets beaten by a little girl and gets kicked off Jack's team.
Who are you gonna replace me with in time for the tournament?
Little Susie.
What?
F tier. We're introduced to the main villains of the show, 2 rogue gun agents, Agent Willoughby and Agent Mason, who is for some reason played by Kid Cudi, who did the credit song for Sonic 2, which might have the funniest music video ever. It's not like he also did music for the Knuckles show. He's just here to play this guy. I don't know. They work for this guy who is kind of the main villain, but not really. He's just Robotnik, but shittier.
Before you know it, I built an empire.
This is the shittiest fucking empire I've ever seen.
Like, he literally used to work for Robotnik too and wants Knuckles' powers, and it's pretty stupid.
Your only purpose now is to die.
He's not even named in the entire series, by the way. I think they realized this when they were marketing and just started calling him the Buyer, even though he's never called that. He just doesn't have a name.
He's not the only guy on set that likes grapes. Knuckles, stop stealing my grapes.
Anyway, the agents break into the bowling alley with their big gun and their big hands and steal Knuckles, leading to episode 2. Dude, fucking Christ, it's one of the greatest cinematic masterpieces ever put to screen. It's just Wade trying to get Knuckles back, and it's the greatest fucking thing ever. I love his stupid plan that makes no sense. It's fucking playing I Need a Hero. He makes this guy slip on oil and like clotheslines him, and he flies down with dental floss, sets the other agent on fucking fire while doing this laugh at this fucking shot. How did anyone hate this show?
Give me a blue raspberry icy.
Then Wade fucks up the entire rescue and starts getting beaten up by Kid Cudi, who's all like... And then Wade does this. This is better than The Godfather.
Let's eat, Bubba.
Episode 3, this is usually named as one of the worst episodes, and I kind of agree, but I still don't think it's that bad. Some people said it's literally just a dinner scene for 29 minutes with Knuckles shoved in it, and it's really not.
And now the last of my tribe.
Oh. Our tribe has been through some tough times, too. Minus the giant owls. He's basically Jewish.
Oh, a Holocaust joke. That's, what the fuck?
The end of the episode still has good moments, like when we learn Wade has a cardboard cutout he fucks. Random bounty hunters show up to hunt down Wade, since he's a fugitive now. And they're like Streets of Rage enemies, like one of them just has a chain for a weapon. There's this really cool shot of Knuckles and Wade's mom fighting them. Yeah, this episode introduces Wade's family, and that's the main thing people dislike. Wade's mom is fine enough, I'll give her a B tier, she's just kind of there. But people really don't like Wanda, Wade's sister, like they hate her ass.
Wade's sister sucks though, I'll concede on that. She just rips the life out of the series anytime she opens her mouth.
I don't know. I think she's fine. Like, the point is both her and Wade become annoying and start arguing, and there's still some funny jokes with her.
You know someone from Gun?
Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm. What guy do you know at Gun?
Jim, gun agent.
You know what it sounds like to me? Someone doesn't really know Jim Gun Agent.
Do you?
No, because he doesn't exist.
I knew it!
She does stab Wade with a fork, and that's unforgivable, so she gets... I put her in B tier over Sonic and Tails. What the fuck am I doing? Also, side note, while I'm making this tier list, I'm really questioning the character posters they decide to make. They have posters of most of the main characters, but not all of them. Like, why does Wanda get a poster, not Wade's mom, even though she does way more? I don't even know if the buyer deserves a poster. If you're gonna have him, then where's Jack Sinclair? He's like the best character ever. I want Jack Sinclair poster, god damn it.
You're the worst friend ever, Jack Sinclair.
I don't know how anyone can dislike this when it handles some of the most gripping family drama I've ever seen.
He's not a schmuck.
He's my dad. Episode 4, I wonder what it's called. This is the best episode of the series. I remember seeing people post out of context images from this specific episode, and it was so intriguing I had to watch it. Like, without knowing, you could not tell me what the fuck is going on here. A-lister Jack Sinclair is back in a big way. Remember, he used to be a bounty hunter, so he captures Wade, his former best friend.
You're the worst friend ever, Jack Sinclair!
This is really the first test for Wade. This will start the Whipple punished arc. Every single part of this scene is a masterpiece. When Jack references the giant cartoon cage he's about to put Wade in, it was owned by a total weirdo. The whole thing about the scorpion, and then he gets in this like long ass car to do karaoke with Susie's parents. It's amazing.
The robotic birds in that restaurant make the same joke no matter who walks in. They were personal attacks!
This is the episode to feature Knuckles the least, probably because of budgetary reasons. Unless you want the show to look like actual bullshit, then yeah, the fully CG character isn't gonna be there that much. I just don't like how some people tried to say this was a writing problem or the showrunners were lazy, because it's almost definitely a budget thing. And they do so much with what little they have. Yeah, Knuckles isn't here, but look, Knuckles' grandpa is here, C tier. He's only here for a little bit, but this is Chief Pachacamac, who's actually a character in Sonic Adventure 1. And he's not like the same at all, but what he's like, but what do you want from me? They do this entire musical in Wade's mind, telling Knuckles' story, so it both gives us more of Knuckles' background and more development for Wade, who is Knuckles here.
Wait. I'm Knuckles?
It's kind of a perfect creative way around Knuckles not actually being here and not having a big enough budget to show his backstory. Also, Jack Sinclair is Sonic's weird owl mommy. I feel like I should point that out.
What is Jack Sinclair doing? You're the worst friend ever, Jack Sinclair!
This is quite literally the best thing to just ever happen. I don't know what to do other than point at things and say I like it. What is this fucking face? And I love when Jack goes like, Yahoo! Then Wade is like, I need to find the flames of disaster, while the set is like Sonic Genesis, and this is just like a damn random encounters Sonic the Hedgehog movie musical. Knuckles' dad is shown here, and there's a really good joke where For one shot where he dies, he's just a fucking puppet, even though he was just being played by a guy. Also, I'm pretty sure Kim Penders blew a fucking casket over this. For some reason, there's this big reference to Iblis from Sonic 06 of all things, which is how Knuckles gets the Flames of Disaster, but it's such a weird thing to see. I mean, I don't think anyone really cares that they changed what a shitty Sonic 06 character does in the story, but still.
So it may be hard to collect them all.
He just couldn't take it. The game was that bad.
What happens next really needs to be dissected frame by frame. In the dream, Wade does this sort of spinning uppercut attack, but then he's actually doing it in real life and somehow breaks out of the cage and lands safely down. This is probably the biggest feat of strength a human character ever has in the series. What the fuck? How did he do that? And then he cuts off Jack's hair in a motorcycle duel. Jack's hat is given to Knuckles and grows huge to fit his big ass head, and also it's just like the hat from the OVA, which is a weirdly obscure reference. And the only reason I know about it is because, like, a Cyber Shell video.
If you're gonna reference the OVA, why the fuck wouldn't you include Knuckles' awesome hat?
Episode 5, Reno, baby. Knuckles and Wade plus those other guys are in Reno, baby, for the epic bowling tournament. But here's the catch. Wade's dad is there.
He's not a schmuck.
He's worst friend ever, Jackson Clay.
It turns out Wade's father's actually a very wealthy, famous bowler named Pistol Pete Whipple, who still uses the name Whipple, even though he divorced Miss Whipple and abandoned the family, specifically abandoning Wade and a TJ Maxx.
Regardless of how you feel about childhood abandonment, and I'm against it. Me too. The deals at TJ Maxx cannot be...
Both of these guys, A tier. Why does this guy have the same last name as Jackson Clare? Who on the writing team likes this name so much? Wade has been betrayed by his father, but now he's here to make amends, and with the help of Knuckles, he confronts him and gets some understanding of why he left. Even when they both compete in the tournament, leading to them being in the finals together, everything seems to be going well. Wade doesn't even really need to win that tournament because he already won. He has his long-lost father back.
I forgive you, Dad.
He hurt me, Wade. He hurt you. Your father's great at convincing people to love him. And that's usually when he decides to leave.
I am sorry.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry, we talked about it. It's okay.
No. Not for that. For this.
Wade?
Dad, you gave me up.
Pistol Pete is one of the most deplorable characters in all of fiction. He reels in his long-lost son with stories of bowling and triumph, quality father-son bonding, and he throws it all away to sell out to the gun agent. Where's the analyzing evil video on this motherfucker? I'm gonna start punching holes in my fucking wall, dude!
He's a schmuck.
With both his true family members being held captive, Wade has no choice but to give up Knuckles and set him up to be captured.
I should wear my finest hat.
Sure. Put on an adorable hat. It's done. Knuckles is headed your way.
Wade was forced to betray his best friend Knuckles.
Oh, shootin' darn it. I forgot to tell you guys one thing. Knuckles has been listening the whole time.
Wade would never betray Knuckles. Despite all the hardships he faced, Wade would never become like those he most admired and then was backstabbed by. He was betrayed by his father. He was betrayed by his fucking best friend. And now the ultimate betrayal is his father again, pitting him against his own family or his newfound friendship. But through it all, Wade found a way. Wade found a way to win, and he was better. Wade became the ultimate warrior. Sam, you're wrong. It's good. Spoilers, Knuckles just kind of kills the two gun agents that are sucked into two ring portals that are colliding, and the rings explode. It's not really clear that they're gonna go anywhere except where the rings are, and again, they explode, so they just both cease to exist, which is kind of metal and fucked up. Like, they weren't that bad. Out of respect, I'm gonna give them B tier. Mason a little higher because he's Kid Cudi for some reason.
Damn right. Always picture myself living in a place like this one day.
Mind you, this is a ski resort he is currently standing in. Also, we're on episode 6 now, the finale. I don't think I mentioned that. After that fight, they kind of just continue the tournament. Wade versus his bitch father, Pistol Pete.
You're a loser.
Wade.
There's no more F tier anymore. It's all Pistol Pete. Fuck this character. Genuinely disgusting. Luckily, Wade wins over his lesser father, but the celebration is short-lived when it's interrupted by the goddamn buyer. I don't even care. This is like the third villain defeat this episode. Just rush his ass out of here, D tier. That's like the fucking third confirmed kill by Knuckles.
Take your hands off my son's trophy, you schmuck.
Yeah! And that was Knuckles. Why the fuck was that the longest segment? Guys, we still have Sonic Movie 3. Don't worry. I bet all 5 of you who are still here are really excited. The first Sonic movie felt like the only special thing going on was the blue CGI piece of shit on my screen. While this series really makes the whole world feel like a live-action cartoon, letting the human characters actually be interesting and wacky. Basically, I love Wade Whipple, and we need to move the hell on. Oh my god.
What's up? Mufasa. Hell yeah.
Hi, it's Future Me, and I just got back from watching Sonic Movie 3.
Let's go down the list.
Gerald! I want to start off by doing a non-spoiler review, which won't be that long because I have to talk about that Jet the Hawk post-credit scene. Holy fuck.
Oh my god, the pumpkin pie looks so good. I just want to eat it right now.
I was genuinely very excited for this movie. Every other thing in the series I did not look forward to except for this one. After Knuckles, I just became obsessed for no reason, and look at me now. This movie completely delivered. If you're a Sonic fan, especially of the Sonic Adventure era, you will be arrested for public indecency because it sucks you off. This is definitely the most well-balanced Sonic movie. Like, the human stuff and the Sonic stuff is perfect here. It's so fucking good. This is the best the main trio is characterized as well, just in general, like, from any Sonic game in my opinion. The trailers made it seem like Sonic would be very annoying, but after the first 30 minutes, he just becomes determined and even has a character arc. The other Sonic movies attempted that, but it just boiled down to Sonic learning to not be so immature, and then he just still is at the end. Knuckles is still comic relief, but incredibly useful and has some conflict with Sonic, which makes sense because, you know, they were enemies. Tails has completely dropped the weird obsessed Sonic shtick and is now just the brains and actually plot convenient. All of the stuff with Robotnik, Stone, and Gerald was all handled so well. They're definitely some of my favorite characters, and especially Stone gets to be the center of a really good conflict. It's so weird because it's technically shorter than Sonic Movie 2, but every aspect is paced way better, and every character gets to feel like they have way more going on. Maybe that's why you shouldn't add 4-minute long Uptown Funk dance scenes. People kind of flip-flopped on Keanu Reeves' performance as Shadow. In the first trailer, he sounded good, and then the Sonic X Shadow movie DLC released where he was still Shadow in that, and it got a little iffy.
A beautiful city. It looks like how Maria described the Earth.
I think that's literally just because Keanu phoned in his performance because it's for one level in a game. Other than some specific scenes, I think he actually sounds pretty good. He gets redeemed after realizing this isn't what Maria wanted. And that's not a spoiler, okay? Shut up. Let's start the spoiler review. This video now contains spoilers for— What the fuck?! All of the Maria stuff was fine. They show her actually having fun with Shadow, which puts more impact behind her death than the games, but it does lose some points because she doesn't die in the same fucked up way. Like, she was straight up shot with a real gun on purpose. In the movie, she's being indirectly shot at by laser guns, and that blows up like a wall of fire, and then that kills her. All of the guns in the movie are laser guns, so it makes that one shot from the second trailer significantly less cool. I thought we were getting some classic Shadow edge. I mean, I guess you can't just show real guns anymore, only if it's Wade shooting them. There's this shot of Gerald Robotnik crying over Maria, and I really wanted Jim Carrey to go like full actor mode and just start screaming while crying, which I get why they didn't do. It would have been too intense, but I have a vision, and it would have been both fucked up and kind of hilarious because he has all this shit on his face.
Too much fucking shit on me, I can't breathe.
For some reason, we get a lot of Commander Walters lore. You know.
Olive Garden guy?
Like, he's in a lot of flashbacks. He shows up at the Chow Garden, which is just a fucking weird Japanese mascot cafe, and just immediately starts lore dumping about Shadow to an almost comedic speed. He gives Sonic a key card and says, like, only I can trust you with this, Sonic, which is funny because he just completely changed his mind on Sonic at this point. And then the Chow Garden gets fucking shot up and he just dies. Made me sad to see him go. Hope he's in the Olive Garden in heaven. I'm kind of pissed there isn't one Olive Garden joke though. Like, they're passing around this key card and you think there would be a joke where it gets switched with an Olive Garden gift card or something, but no, nothing. That's my biggest problem with this movie. I'm not joking.
Have you tried their never-ending pasta bowl? It never ends.
Tom and Maddie actually get to help a lot during Team Sonic's mission, and I finally get to see why Tom is screaming Sonic in the trailer. I really wanted to know that for some reason, and it wasn't that interesting. This is the best Tom has ever been written. There's this gag where he just has a puppet of himself, and it's just genuinely funny. They gave the piece of white bread an actual personality. Tom and Maddie both have this terrible, scary cloaking device thing, and disguise themselves as Rachel and Randall. You know, remember the wedding scene? Yeah, it's them. They're not even in the movie themselves, they're just disguises, so then why do they have fucking posters? They don't even show up for long. Neither does the Christian Ritter gun agent character, thankfully. She shows up for just the right amount of time, and there's this joke where Robotnik is like, I can't believe this, and Gerald says, I know, a woman in the military? Tom disguises himself as Walters to get the card, and it's this big fake out death where Shadow punches Tom because he thinks he's Walters. So there's a funny line of Shadow just saying, Commander Walters, Olive Garden guy, and then punching him. Robotnik and Gerald's relationship is done so well. Robotnik is of course always good in these movies, just he's fucking insane. Gerald, who is also being played by Jim Carrey, is surprisingly a really good performance.
Holy crap.
In the games, Gerald is a posthumous villain. He got fucking killed by Gunn. But here he's actually alive, and it works great. First off, I just like how stupid he looks in his line deliveries.
It's impossible. Is it? It couldn't be. Couldn't it? Are you? In the saggy flesh.
Holy shit. Then he pulls Robotnik in so much, basically putting a rift between Robotnik and Stone, who is also great in this movie. The best he's been. He has great character interactions with everyone. He's way more sassy and still very gay for Eggman, just like he should be. It's basically like a love triangle with Robotnik, Gerald, and Stone, and I mean that in the least weird way possible.
Oh, it's definitely Stone kind of becomes like a third wheel within this relationship.
It's a nice plot line, and it adds a lot of heart, especially at the end. People freaked out because Gerald was so goofy, but that was obviously just a front to bring in Robotnik to get him on his side. When he reveals he's even more evil than Eggman, I feel like they could have just made him more serious though, just a little bit more, because he's still like goofy. Holy fucking shit. Also, Wade literally only has one scene, and I should be mad, but it's just such a perfect scene. It ties back in with the Knuckles show because Knuckles made Wade in charge of guarding the Master Emerald. I had a fear they would cut out a lot of Wade because of the Knuckles backlash, but I think his role was just always meant to be this small. Let's talk about the end of the movie. After Shadow was redeemed, it's genuinely the hypest fucking thing ever. It's Super Sonic and Shadow fighting the gun robots from Adventure 2 while Live and Learn is playing. Husbands everywhere were taking off their wedding rings because they were about to fuck this movie. That's how good. Just don't bring out the McDonald's toy that spoiled Super Shadow. Also, Live and Learn plays for like 15 seconds. It just feels misused. Like, just blast that shit. It would have been way cooler. The mood gets cut in half though. That's cool. Shadow does the sacrifice, and obviously he's revealed to still be alive, but Eggman's sacrifice was really something. After just disintegrating Gerald, he has to stay with the Ark while it explodes, and he does the famous Eggman announcement while telling Agent Stone that he was the only person that actually cared for him. We all wanted them to have a sloppy makeout sesh, but I'm not really bothered by Eggman just calling Stone a friend instead of his lover, because Eggman is a weird loser incel that's basically his way of saying that. And also 50 billion anti-woke videos would have been made, and it's pretty clear what they were going for when Stone screams at Robotnik, I can't lose you again. Like, come on.
I need room.
But sir, I don't have the proper materials.
I always thought I might be bad, now I'm...
That post-credits scene was pretty cool, but honestly, Metal Sonic was a given, and introducing Amy was a given.
Why, it's Amy Rose, of course!
She basically completes the main group in the adventure games, except Big the Cat, but you know, fuck them. She kind of looks weird here, but they're probably gonna redesign her, and I'm not really a big Amy fan, and without Eggman, I really don't know if they can ever top this movie. They're obviously doing Sonic CD, and I just don't know if Metal Sonic or like Neo Metal Sonic or whatever the hell can carry a movie as the villain. I don't think Stone made these, and you kind of need Eggman for most Sonic plots to work, and I just don't think this can or should be a fake out death with how Eggman's sacrifice was the emotional climax. Dear God, I hope they don't do some Sonic Prime shit where they get different universe Eggmans, but I don't really know what else they can do. I think it's definitely going to be a Sonic 06 adaptation for Sonic 5. Obvious jokes aside,
The game was that bad!
Silver and Blaze are immensely popular, and I think they're both really cool characters. You can definitely do something with the 06 story and mold it for this series. Other than that, Knuckles Season 2, come on. Come on. And I could see them doing a shadow show, but I feel like that would have to be way more story driven than comedic like Knuckles. Maybe the main human character in that could be Stone and it focuses on Gun or something, so we could get Omega and Rouge. I used to be adamant that Rouge would never make it to the movie universe because the Gooners of the Damned.
It's a little bit inappropriate because if you look at Rouge right here, she could be sending anybody mixed feelings right there.
But she's so popular and people want her in these so bad. She's in so many bootlegged Sonic movie toy sets. They'll probably put her in the Prime outfit. Her old one keeps getting censored. They tried to stop the Goon, but you cannot stop it. When we're done, there won't be anything left to rule. They can't keep giving us characters one by one in these post-credit scenes. I feel like they're gonna visit an alien planet at some point and all these Sonic characters are just gonna be there already. We do not need a crazy reveal for Vector the Crocodile. Be for real. Anyway, that's how I feel about the movie. Very, very good. Probably my favorite movie of the year, and I saw Red One. The Sonic movie series as a whole is very strange, but also you can probably tell I enjoyed a lot, so I'm just gonna end it there. It's the good kind of weird. This is the bad kind of weird.
The worst friend